The sun drifted lazily behind a thin veil of clouds, casting a pale light through the classroom windows. Dust swirled in the beams like ash from some far-off fire, and the air carried the tired hum of spring, warm, still, suffocating. Light sat by the window, his eyes glazed as they followed a leaf spiraling through the wind. The world outside, though dull, seemed infinitely more alive than the one around him. Inside, the students were statues, their silence only broken by the steady scrape of chalk. "Justice," Mr. Sato said, underlining the word on the board as if it meant something new, "is at the heart of our legal system. But its definition has always been debated. Now, what is justice to you?" The class shifted. No one wanted to be the first to speak. Sato's eyes landed on the window seat. "Light, I'm sure you have opinions on the matter." Light blinked once slowly. The name felt distant. He sat up, brushing a hand through his hair. "Justice," he said flatly, "is just a tool, a word used by whoever's in charge. It doesn't mean anything on its own." A few students turned to look at him. Some smirked, others looked puzzled. Sato raised an eyebrow. "A rather cynical answer, especially from you." Light shrugged. "God, this again," he thought, suppressing a sigh. "Every year, every classroom, the same tired question dressed up like it's profound. What is justice? As if it's some unsolved mystery waiting to be cracked open by a room full of teenagers half asleep in their chairs." He glanced at the board where the word justice sat in big, blocky letters smudged slightly at the edges. "They act like it's a puzzle, but it's not. It's obvious. It's boring, predictable. Just another performance for people who want to feel righteous without doing anything hard. No one here's actually thinking. They're just waiting for the right moment to parrot something they heard on TV." He turned back toward the window, toward the sky, and then a voice broke the silence. "That feels like a cop out." Light's eyes flicked to the source. Tanaka. Same smug grin as always. Same no-it-all tone, like he was doing the world a favor just by speaking. "Hand next time," Sato reminded him. "But why do you feel like it's a cop out?" "I don't know." Tanaka's voice was casual, but there was an edge to it. "It just sounds a little too easy. Saying justice is meaningless doesn't really help anyone." Light didn't look at him. Tanaka went on, warming to his point. "I mean, yeah, the system's flawed. Everyone knows that. But if we all just throw up our hands and say it's all fake, then what? Just let the world stay broken? That's not any better." A few heads turned his way. He sat up straighter, arms folding across his chest. "Look, I'm just saying, if someone actually had the power to stop every murderer, every corrupt politician, punish them for real, why shouldn't they? Isn't that justice? Not the kind that drags on in courtrooms forever and lets people walk. I'm talking real justice." He glanced at Light. "That has to count for something, right?" He's not wrong, Light thought, the admission sour in his head. But that doesn't matter. What mattered was that Tanaka had said it out loud, in front of the class, like he was correcting me, like he'd scored a point. That smirk, that tone. Light felt his jaw tighten. This isn't about being right. It's about showing them I'm smarter than this idiot. Light turned slowly in his seat, the movement deliberate, controlled. "Fine," he thought, eyes narrowing. Light exhaled slowly. A tiny tick in his jaw betrayed the rising tension beneath his calm exterior. "You're saying one person should make that decision?" Light said confidently. "Just pass judgment based on what they think is right," Tanaka shrugged. "If they're right, why not?" Light turned in his seat fully now, the air shifting with him. His eyes locked on Tanaka's expression. "That's terrifying," he said. Tanaka raised his eyebrows. "Terrifying? Isn't letting evil run wild more terrifying?" "No," Light said, louder now. "Because once you believe one person can decide who deserves to die, you've already lost the meaning of justice. You've replaced law with ego, judgment with emotion. And the worst part, you'd call it righteousness." Tanaka faltered, smile cracking slightly. "I'm just saying—" "No," Light snapped, voice slicing through the room like broken glass. "You're not just saying, you're fantasizing. About power, about control. You want someone to be judge, jury, and executioner, so long as it's someone you agree with." He leaned forward, eyes blazing. "You talk like you care about justice." But what you're really talking about is revenge. And you want to pretend they're the same thing because it makes you feel smart. Tanaka went quiet. His smugness collapsed under the weight of silence. Light sat back, breathing evenly now. Controlled. His expression had returned to neutrality, but the heat still lingered behind his eyes. A moment passed, and then another. Mr. Sato finally cleared his throat. Thank you, both of you. A very spirited debate. Hypocrite, something muttered in the quiet corner of Light's mind. He ignored it. Buried it. At least he won. Light looked back out the window. Of course, he thought. Tanaka could have beaten me if he wasn't an idiot. He was right after all. Outside, the wind stirred. A black notebook drifted through the sky, quiet and unseen.